Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dan, KickassMarketer.com. I'm uncut and raw today. This is actually probably the first video you guys are going to see and hear my voice. You won't get to see me. I'm going to be Mr. X behind the scenes. Anyway, I'm recording this video because to write what I was going to share today would take me way longer than I have to budget today, so I thought I'd shoot a video anyway. So this is raw and uncut. I've still got Photoshop in the background of this logo I just built in like 30 seconds, so I hope you can appreciate this for what it is. The content should be huge, I think, for some of you guys. I'm going to be going over a few things today that most affiliates, I'd say probably almost all affiliates, except for maybe a handful, never get to see some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about, because I'm going to be showing you some of the behind the scenes, what a mobile advertiser has to deal with, which can kind of expand your guys' minds as far as how you guys can deliver more value. Because at the end of the day, and I think I have my tagline at the AffPlaybook.com forum, that if you just focus on providing value, that money will come to you in dump truckloads. Because I think we often as marketers, and I'm guilty of this too, or have been guilty of this in the past until I finally got it. But you know, we're always chasing the dollar and the profit, and then you get into the really fine details of oh my gosh, my EPCs and CPMs and conversion rates and all that detail, and then you really forget the big picture. So I'm going to be sharing some of the big picture stuff from the advertiser side, and maybe hopefully give you guys some insight into how the game's really played, because you guys are only on the front lines, which I admire, because I was there. I was in the on the front lines with everybody else for quite a while. Actually, still am as an affiliate to some degree on several properties that I own. But most of my time right now I spend kind of more on the high level side of things, working in several companies. And one of the companies that I'm probably most active in right now is a mobile apps company. And I guess I gotta share a story with you guys. I think it's kind of funny because it just happened today. We do pretty well in Android apps, and we probably do about 8. We do 8 figures, and I don't need to tell you what number. 8 figures is too much for most affiliates to digest anyway. And you guys are, you can make your decision whether you believe me or not. I can screenshot everything, and the doubting Thomases are gonna think I'm photoshopping all this stuff. The fact of the matter is, it'd take me days or weeks to Photoshop half this stuff, because I'm not a Photoshop guy. But anyway, you're either going to believe or you're not going to believe. I'm going to be sharing stuff most people don't share, and I'm going to be hiding some stuff just because it's not cool to be sharing what the metrics are in some affiliate's account without his permission. And technically, you'd never be able to figure out what's going on as far as whose it is or what, and he would never find out either. So I'm having to block out some stuff just for sensitivity to anonymity, and I'll share with you guys more than you've probably seen anybody else share. So I hope you find this of value. I'm doing this video and the post and everything as a favor to David. I admire him greatly. I've been a member of AffPlaybook since before it was AffPlaybook, when it was PPV Playbook, and I'm a member of just about every paid forum there is, and actually one that I'm a member of that's close to $20,000 to get into. So this is my favorite forum, just to be honest, of all the forums I'm in, and I'm on all of them. So you guys feel privileged. If you're ever thinking you want to be cheap and cut your membership off, you might as well just give up affiliate marketing, because if you can't find what you need here, you're not going to find it anywhere else. This is the place that you'll find everything you need to make a living as an online marketer, affiliate or not. I might in the future talk about what I did. Is I started out in affiliate marketing a long time ago, back in the early days of the internet. In internet years, I'd probably be considered a grandpa, because I've been at this since 1995 is when I started programming my first web pages. I'm all self-taught, didn't take any training. I'm not a programmer by trade. I actually went to college for engineering. I've got 2 degrees in engineering, but I stopped using any of that knowledge about 3 years after I got out. And I've been in online marketing since '95, so you do the math and you multiply that times the acceleration of the internet, and that makes me about like 9,000 years old. So anyway, I've been at it for a while, and I hope to share a lot of value with you guys, and that you like this. And please comment, let me know if you got questions. Feel free. So anyway, let me get started here for today, and I'll probably do a couple more videos and maybe some more posts and be around. I'm here. I've been underground for a long time, and I'm gonna start contributing now. It's just kind of who I am right now. So I hope you appreciate it, because I could be with my kids right now instead of filming crazy videos for affiliate marketers and forums. And I hope it's a blessing to you guys. Okay, so the screen that you see now, and I'm not a Camtasia wizard by any means, so you'll just have to bear with me as I move stuff around. David's gonna probably laugh at me, but I hope the content is awesome enough to make up for how raw and uncut this is. Anyway, here's the back end of one of the apps that I'm not gonna cut that, guys. It's uncut. It's one of the apps that we've got, an application or a mobile application. And this particular application, the reason I'm showing you the screen is not to impress you with the fact that this one publisher, which happens to be two dudes, made $99,356. And actually, this was before the end of the time frame that I was scanning. So this was made in 2 weeks. So I guess this kind of echoes what I talked about in Is Mobile Dead? No, it's not dead. It's still alive. It's going crazy, and it's only going to grow. And this was $99,356. It wasn't even a finished day at the end of the day. And this was done in 14 days, guys. This is August earnings. And to kind of expand on one of the posts that I had where I talked about, and I'm not trying to scare you guys out of mobile marketing. I'm just trying to make you cognizant or aware of the reality of the challenge. And don't take that as something that should make you afraid. Take it this way. If you can figure out a small slice of this pie that nobody else has figured out, then nobody else will mess with you, because the barrier of entry is so big. It's huge. And that's what I'm showing you guys. The barrier of entry is huge. So mobile's not something that you want to be reckless with. It's not even like the analogy of playing with gasoline and matches. It's like playing with a freaking nuclear weapon, like 3 of them in your living room. You just wouldn't do it. So jumping into mobile marketing without any kind of knowledge or any kind of plan or no tracking or anything is just like throwing money in the front yard and setting it on fire. I mean, you'd have more fun watching the money burn on the lawn than giving it to freaking Mobi or some other jackass network that's just stealing your money. Sorry about cursing there. I was not really cursing, but anyway. Anyway, I get a little passionate sometimes and slipped. So, but I'm not cutting it. Sorry, David. So here, this screen is showing you a lot of things. Let me explain some of this. This particular application is an app where we've got it on a network, and it's a free installation to the network. Affiliate gets the free installation, and then they get paid. So one thing that I wanted to kind of highlight to you guys, which is, I know, ironic, I guess, is a way to call it. So traffic comes in the door. This guy had, I don't know, I think it's like several 100,000 clicks in 14 days. A lot of installs, can't remember the number. But anyway, one thing I want to point out, his overall clicks to install were 18 for his whole account. This is the only number as an affiliate that you care about for this type of offer. You go to a mobile network and they've got an offer of an app install, and it pays $1.50 or 90 cents, or sometimes they pay $3. All you care about as an affiliate is, okay, how many clicks does it cost me to get that install, because that's how I get paid. Well, it's kind of short-sighted, and I guess that's one thing I wanted to highlight for you guys today. Is that for me, I'm the guy on the back end who's like looking at you guys saying, okay, well, I don't really care about clicks to install so much. I do care that you guys make money. I mean, I understand the game. I was you, but this doesn't matter to me, except for the fact that I'm always watching it to make sure that we're not doing a bad job on our end and letting you guys down, and our servers are down, or one of our, we got 90 servers around the world that are delivering content delivery through weird DNS to make sure the page loads fast and all this nonsense. I'm just I watch this number to make sure it doesn't go out of range, so that we're screwing you guys on, you're sending us lots of clicks and you're not getting those installs. So I watch that like a hawk. But really, in reality, at the end of the day, as far as dollars, this doesn't matter to me. But there's a lot of other things that matter to me. We have inside this app some in-app purchases that you can make, and this is payment screen views. How many of those people that viewed the screen actually submitted a valid credit card, and of those valid credit cards, how many of those actually became a successful sale? Because there's drop off here too. We've got carts to sale, installs to sales, a number I watch like a hawk. This is what tells me quality. So, for example, you've got an affiliate A who sends me 50 installs and I get 50 sales. You got affiliate B sends me 100 installs and I get 50 sales. Who do you think has better quality? The 50 install guy, right? So I watch the install to sale, and that gives me a direct indicator of what your quality is. And that's what the guys that you're sending traffic to are doing. They're watching this because it's very important. And this doesn't really matter to me either, but you guys care. You want to know what your EPC is. If this guy's paying a nickel per click, he's freaking making a crap load of money. And this is earnings per install, which doesn't really matter to you guys. One other challenge to mobile that we talked a little bit about in one of the posts, but we've got here, you can see on the screen, I've got the not the campaign, this is actually country. This particular report, which I did a quick screenshot of so I could black it out because I'm not a frickin' Camtasia wizard. But anyway, the challenge that I want to highlight, or the next challenge, is the fact that there's just a crap load of countries. This list goes down the screen for like 12 pages. We literally get installs. Well, let me tell you this. We have customers which actually pay us with a credit card in 216 countries. How many countries do you think that we have installs in? Pretty much every country on the planet. So on my end, and this is a guy who's mainly driving traffic in the United States, Canada, and UK. So all the rest of the traffic he's driving, which I'm going to show you in the next, when I move this out of the way, I'll show you on the next screen. I'll actually go into the portal live so you guys can see all that stuff. But anyway, there's a crap load of countries. So the other day I was highlighting to you that these you go on Tap It, for example, and you fire up a campaign, and there's 4,792 publishers of websites and apps that you can actually buy traffic from, and how that was a very broad, like you might get 2 clicks from all 4,000 of them, and now you're out several $1,000s. Well, we have another challenge in addition to that, is you might be buying traffic in one country, but getting kind of bleed over from others, which isn't that much of a concern because most of the networks are pretty good about IP targeting, except for the fact of the scammer piece I highlighted in that other post. And if you guys haven't read the other posts about the mobile blessing and the curse, you should go back and read those, because I detail the reason why mobile traffic is hard in the sense of accidental clicks and click fraud. We've actually, I don't think anybody's ever revealed what we revealed in that post, so I hope you guys feel privileged to some extent. But I don't think, what I told you guys in that post was about the companies in India that were doing all that bot fraud with emulators and all that stuff. I don't think anybody's ever talked about that, and I don't think, and here's the actuality, most people don't know that it's even happening. So take all that aside. Another big piece is the number of countries, and so you guys may not care about this stuff, but we definitely watch it on our end. And here's just out of curiosity. This one, and this is I guess another highlight, is that this app as a whole for this gentleman or gentlemen. Actually, one of them might be a woman. I'm not sure. I just know they're 2 people. The average for all of the countries that he has in this particular campaign, this is just one campaign, is 18 clicks to install. In the United States, it's 21 clicks to install. And this is the same landing page for every single country. And like I mentioned to you before, we have a very sophisticated server network going around the world with really sophisticated DNS, so that the page loads just as fast in Australia as it does in Zimbabwe as it does in the United States. So it gives you this perspective of, hey, I've got this app and I'm firing up traffic and I'm killing it in the United States. Why is it not working in frickin' Nigeria? Actually, that's a bad example. Nigeria is freaking awesome. Converts like crazy. You guys would not believe this. This is kind of a bonus tip I wasn't planning on sharing, but Nigeria, one of the apps, I guess actually this app converts like 1 in 6 clicks to install, and you can freaking get Nigeria traffic for half a penny all over the place. And then on the back end, for me, the installs convert to sales. I don't know where they're getting his credit cards. I'm hoping they're Nigerian credit cards, because I guess that'd be somebody else's credit card. But anyway, it's kind of, you can see the contrast here. Canada's converting 13 clicks to install, and the United States is 21. You guys ever wonder why the payout's different by country? Well, this is one of it, or one piece of it. But more importantly for me on the back end is how many installs to sale. So if I'm paying you $1 a piece in Canada and it takes me 30 installs to get a sale, but in the United States I'm paying you $1 and it takes me 50, it's going to cost me $50 more to get that sale than it does in Canada. So that gives you a new kind of fresh perspective of my end and why the payouts change, because some of you guys may not even realize or have ever wondered why is the payout different. Well, there's a lot of factors, but really at the end of the day, the advertiser on the back end is adjusting the CPA so that they can hit their target. So for me on this particular deal, I actually have a CPI, so it's a cost per install on the network. Well, my CPA that I try to hit, I'm always adjusting the CPI so that I can hit my CPA no matter what the country. So that's kind of the formula I use. I just basically use the installs to sale or my target CPA divided by my installs to sale will give me the CPI I can pay that will hit my target. So there you go. There's some math that nobody will ever use, but nobody, or most of you probably always wondered. But anyway, bonus tip there that I don't think anybody's ever shared that, but hopefully that brings a little bit of insight. So, the advertisers on the back end are always trying to adjust their target, adjust the front end CPA and CPI that you guys get paid to match a target they have on the back end. So if anybody was wondering how those crazy advertisers come up with these prices, that's how they come up with them. Because I'm one of those crazy advertisers. But anyway, so I hope you guys think that's kind of cool to see. In Afghanistan, for example, 3 clicks to install. Yeah, I don't want those guys anyway because they don't have any credit cards. I'm not being a jerk or anything. I'm just telling you the truth. We've had lots and lots of installs from every country on the planet, and we know the ones that don't convert. So I wasn't being a jerk to Afghanistanis. I love all people. I really do, honestly. Australia, for example, is one thing to highlight. These guys convert pretty well on the front end, but they convert really well on the back end, like really well. So I pay in Australia more than twice as much money for the install than I do for the guys in the United States. And slightly in contrast to that, Canadians do not convert as well on the back, so they actually get paid less per install than the United States. But for this dude, it wouldn't matter because he's actually probably paying less per click, and it takes less clicks per install. So he's probably even making more money, even though my CPI is less. So anyway, sorry, I kind of feel like I'm rambling now. I think you guys might be getting value out of this. Anyway, so that's that particular one. We'll move on to the next slide. So this isn't the next slide, but this is actually real time. So I had to kind of hide part of this up above because I don't want to reveal how many clicks and installs and payment screen views and valid card submits and all that stuff. It's kind of all top secret information that people hear. My partners would be pissed at me if I shared with that kind of stuff, so I'll just hide it. Anyway, so here's the next challenge that you thought it was hard with all these networks and all these publishers and all these apps, and then Dan, you freaking kicked me in the groin by showing me all these countries and how that's blowing my mind. Well, it's about to get exponentially worse. Here's the problem. There's like thousands of cell phone models out there. Thousands, and each country can be different, and I'll show you that. I mean, you guys are gonna be like, dude, you're freaking crazy. Are you telling me that is this true? Well, yeah, it's true. We're gonna scroll through this campaign. This is same time frame that I showed you before. It's 2 weeks, same account. It made about $100,000, and here's what's going on in his account or their account. Sorry about that. And I'll just scroll through this. This particular report actually shows you we call it the detailed report, but it just means that it shows you the handset model. And I'm going to hide some stuff here, at least just by being a little bit sly with my window positioning. So hold on one second here. Okay, that's good. All right, so we're going to be scrolling through this account, and my main point or purpose is to just help you realize how complex this is. It's not just for you guys, but it's complex for me too and for advertisers. So just don't get all pissed off at advertisers. Those freaking bastards, they're freaking trimming my payouts and all that stuff. Well, the reason why they might be doing that is because you're sending a large proportion of your traffic from one handset model that never converts. So those of you that are a little bit more of the higher initiative types that have some decent tracking, and volume's a great one, which is not even that complicated. When I got into this business, there wasn't any tracking. We actually had to build our own platform from the ground up. It took us quite a while. And just to echo that, because I'm always sharing my experience, I hope you guys think some of these stories are cool. We were working with Groupon, and this was in June of 2011. So this is when mobile first got big, and well, that's not even true. Mobile was just starting to trickle in, and people were talking about, oh, mobile's the new wave. So my partners and I, we were like, okay, screw desktop. We're going to go into mobile because that's where the future's at. And Google keeps telling us that Android users are growing, blah, blah, blah. So many thousands, and so many millions, and hundreds of thousands and millions of people. So anyway, we jumped into Android and fully embraced it. So here's the story. Sorry for the banter. The story is that we worked with Groupon for a week. I have a very strong relationship with one of my favorite people in the world. Her name is Lindsay, actually, and she's at W4. I don't feel shy about sharing that. She's one of the coolest affiliate managers I've ever known. If you guys are looking for a network, W4 is one of the best ones I've ever worked with. I've been working with them for as long as there was a W4. Actually, the people that started W4, I was working with them when they were at Hydra, which is no longer around. It actually became Ad Knowledge. But some of my affiliate managers left Hydra and formed a network with the founding partners called W4, which is still around. So it tells you they know what they're doing. They've been around for a long time. And there's an advertisement for W4 I wasn't intending. But anyway, talk to Lindsay at W4. So anyway, the story. Here's the deal. Groupon just put their offer on, and they wanted mobile traffic. Yeah, guys, we want mobile traffic. Send us mobile traffic. So we, Lindsay hooked me up, and we're talking to her, and I said, okay, we'll send them. We have lots of traffic. If you have an idea what lots is, we've got lots more than lots. And she was laughing at me, and I was like, no, I'm serious. We have a lot of traffic, and I'm not sure what the quality will back at, how the quality is going to back out on Groupon. So let's slowly trickle this thing in. So we sent them like 5,000. Well, this was leads worth. They were paying, I think, $3 or maybe it was $6 a lead. And these were real leads. It wasn't like an email submit. They had to do some stuff and click some stuff on a mobile desktop or mobile app. Not an app, but it was actually a mobile website page with some Java built into it. Anyway, so we sent him a few, like $5,000 worth of traffic day one. And I'm like, Lindsay, how's the traffic? Everything look good? Yep. She checks the Groupon. Yep, everything's good. Send more traffic. Okay, send them now, like $5,000 more. How's the traffic? Everything good? Yep, everything's good. Keep sending traffic. Okay, so we do that for 7 days and sent them $35,000 worth of, and this is worth, when I say worth, I mean that's what we earned revenue-wise. I have no idea. I don't remember what we spent on that traffic. I don't even know if it was paid at the time. That was like, in internet years, that was like centuries ago. But anyway, we got $35,000 in earned revenue. And then, so we're checking in with Groupon. How's the quality of traffic? Everything's cool. Okay. Well, so we're checking back with them. And the next day she goes, oh, well, they want us to pause traffic. Okay, so we pause traffic. And like a week goes by and they finally get back to us. And she says they told them, well, apparently Groupon didn't have any tracking in place that was effective on mobile, and so they can't tell if any of your leads are going to convert. They simply had no tracking. And I'm sharing this just to point out the fact that this is such a new industry that we're in that there wasn't even tracking in June of 2011, so just a couple years ago. So anyway, you guys are still at the forefront. Don't feel like mobile is dead and like it's fully evolved to this point where you can't get a piece of it. And being a brand new person who's never tried it, it is scary. You got to be careful because, as the post I've written before, it's a freaking beast. It is, like I said, it's like playing around with a nuclear weapon in your living room. It is freaking dangerous. If you push the wrong button, you're going to blow not only you up, but like everybody in the block, maybe the city. But what I also want to elaborate or say is that if you do it right, you do it smart, you start small, you build out small, and you optimize, you can carve yourself out a piece. Like a friend of mine who's doing, just on one network, is doing 600 or 6 figures. He's doing like $100,000 a month, running one offer in one country on one network. But what I had pointed out in the post before is that he bought the data, though. This is he's a super affiliate, and you guys, you know, at least if I told you the name of some of the websites he owns, you would know, you at least have an idea of one of a few guys who it is, but you probably wouldn't know him because he's kind of underground. But anyway, he's a friend of mine now because I've worked with him directly. But he's doing $100,000 a month on one offer on one network.
And the reason why is probably he spent $100,000 over the course of a year finding where all the sweet spots were. I mean, he spent a couple grand here, found some spaghetti that stuck to the wall, found a whole bunch that didn't, turned off the stuff that didn't, expanded, moved around. I mean, it's a lot of work, but listen, it can be worth it. Now, anybody else trying to jump into his market and compete with him, they can't. They just can't. And I hope the next minute or two, or maybe it'll be a few minutes, I'll go slow. I feel like I'm talking forever, but I always feel like I get gypped on those 7-minute videos, so hopefully you don't. This is like a freaking training class, I guess. Free! Well, I guess it's not free because you're paying to be a member, but it's free to David, and he can give it to you for free, or no added cost. Anyway, I'm getting tired. Sorry about being kind of a jokey jackass, but anyway, so I'm just trying to point out, guys, I'm going to show you this, and don't let it overwhelm you that, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get this figured out? Well, don't let it do that to you. You can figure it out. Just do it slow, do it small, and just do it progressively. And a month or a couple of months or a few months down the road, you'll have this nice little chunk of just revenue always happening. So, all right. Well, enough said. So here we go. This like I said, this one campaign was running traffic to mainly English-speaking countries. And two things to note while I'm scrolling. One, how many countries there are, and how many models there are. And then this column here is the install column. This first column is the click column. So you can see how many clicks a particular model got, how many installs one got. And see, the weirdness here is you see 0 clicks. Well, there's one install. Well, what happens with and this gets another lesson here. You can buy a bunch of clicks one day. Those clicks turn into landing page hits that turn into downloads that sit on the phone for let's say it was on the phone for 3 weeks. And then it finally installed because some guy's like, oh, dude, what the hell's that? Oh, it's not a text message. It's actually a download. Oh, okay, let me install that. All right, well, now an install fired. So don't let this seem like some kind of weirdness going on. But there's 0 clicks and 1 install here. But keep an eye on the models. It's just going to blow your mind. And then the countries. These are mainly English-speaking. This is English-speaking traffic that he bought. So you're going to see like a crap load of countries here. So let me get going. All right, so. And Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria. Not too much in Algeria. You got 13 clicks. Unknown model there. America, Samoa. So you got a bunch of installs. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of clicks in Australia. But look at all these models in Australia. Look at this. These are all Samsung. See all those GTs? That's all Samsung. And one thing to note too, I can't show you the sales side here because it's some sensitive information here to the right, but one thing to note here is that on any particular model, I can get crap loads of installs, which costs me, the advertiser, tons of money and makes you money, but get 0 sales. So it's very important to me that I get sales too, and I'm hoping that kind of sinks in. You guys benefit from the advertiser staying in business. If he doesn't stay in business, there's no offers. If there's no offers, there's no internet business for you guys. So if you guys can kind of pull yourself out of the front lines of, hey, clicks and click-through rate on my banners and, bidding on my ads and clicks, and whether it's CPM or CPC or all this other nonsense, pull yourself up out of that for a second. I call that ground level. Pull yourself up to 30,000 feet, kind of like the jet analogy. You're up in the plane now, 30,000 feet. Think about things a little bit differently. Don't just think about you, and it sounds kind of philosophical, but don't be so damn selfish. If you try to look at it from a perspective of, hey, I want to help the advertiser succeed, start talking to your affiliate manager, like what's working for the affiliate, what's working for the advertiser, what kind of models are working for the advertiser, what carriers are working. That's something I'm not even show you today. Carriers are important. You're in, you guys know maybe you don't know what carriers are. Okay, in the United States, I'm on Verizon Wireless. That's one carrier. AT&T is another carrier. Sprint, Cricket, Metro PCS. Those are all carriers. Well, I've seen this time and again. Actually, I used to be in PSMS really, really heavy, and in some countries, your conversion rate from one carrier to the next can actually get cut in half or double, depending on which way you go. So carrier can be very important. To me, since I'm a mobile app and I'm in-app purchases with credit card, I don't care about carriers, but they do perform differently. So that's something that you can watch. Let me keep going for those falling asleep. Here's some more models. HTCs. You see all those HTC ones. You got some Huawei. I don't even know how to say that word. They have a huge booth at the Mobile World Congress too. It's like bigger than a football field, and it's enclosed. It is monstrous. And if you ever had a chance to go there, going to Barcelona is just fun anyway, but it'll give you a real new perspective on mobile. So you got the Lenovo's, you got LG, you got, I don't even know what the heck that is, MediaPads, Nexus, One Touch, SMs, I'm not sure, maybe Samsung again. T, I think is Samsung. Sony's, those are all Sony's. ZTEs. Anyway, I'll quit naming them. You got the idea. Look at that. Bangladesh, you got Barbados, Belgium, Bolivia, Brunei, actually, this is a good country for us. Brunei Darussalam. I want to say it properly. That was a good country for us for a long time. Canada. Look at all those freaking Canadian models. And what you'll notice is, I mean, there's a lot of crossover because there's not a unique set of models per country, but there are some unique model sets in some countries. And oftentimes those are the crappy ones you want to stay away from. But anyway, Huawei, Idea, Lenovo's, more LGs. So anyway, I'm going to start scrolling fast because you get the idea of the freaking models. There's a lot of models, like lots of models. Got Chile, got, I don't even know how to say that, Curacao, Croatia, Costa Rica. And let me go down. I'm going to go down to the United States. I'm going to actually show you guys some stuff behind the scenes just for a small little set. So I'll let you see the secret stuff, but only for a small piece so that I don't have to get anybody pissed off at me. Indonesia. Sorry, guys. I got to get this cranking. Okay. I hope this is not too long, David. 30 minutes. I have to break it up into 2 videos. Anyway, I'm not an expert at this stuff. I'm just trying to share good content. Dang, guys. This is terrible. See, so you get the idea. This is freaking a big deal. There's New Zealand. I saw New Zealand go by. Some Norways. So there's a lot of models, guys. That's why it's such a big beast. Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia, some more S countries. Okay, you got Spain. Okay, we're close. I'm going to the United States because that's where I live. I love America. I'm actually the first Matasic born in the United States. Isn't that cool? My parents immigrated here from Czechoslovakia. Okay, so I guess, sorry, my spelling's not working this late in the day. United States is after United Kingdom, apparently. So, yep, that's right. S is after K, duh. Okay, guys. If you're hanging in there with me, you get a free prize. I don't know what that is yet, but. All right, so we're in the United States. Let me get back up here. All right. So let me move some stuff around. Let me just pick a group of to force my point home here. Okay, hold on a second. I think I found one. Nope. Well, see all the scrolling I'm doing? I'm actually looking for a model with sales. So it gives you an idea of, man, Dan's paying for a lot of installs and not getting sales. Yep, it sucks. And I can't do anything about it. If I could talk to you personally and say, okay, Joe or Susie, turn off all the Alcatels because they suck. They just suck. They're not doing me any good. I know you're getting installs, but look, if you keep getting installs and I'm not getting sales, I'm not going to be able to stay in business much longer. So anyway, let me get down to some decent ones. I'll find some here. And you are getting the right idea. There are not very many decent ones. Okay, well here's one that's decent. Oh no, this is terrible. But let me show you terrible so you can understand my pain, boys and girls. So, see this GTI 9300? Well, what's the problem here? This is how many sales I got. 3. And those sales really for me, month 1, are worth like $30 each. Can you guys do 3 times 30? $90 is what this traffic's worth. You see how much money I paid this guy? $1,260. That sucks. And I reached out to him and said, hey, dude, do you have any way to target models that we can do some filtering? He's like, nope, I don't. I'm doing media buys, and the source I'm working on doesn't have any way to filter out by models. So guess who gets to eat the 1260, guys? That's me, the advertiser. So you guys are not the only ones that hurt out there. When you blow money, you blow money. I'm blowing money right now. I can't do anything about it. But the fact is, at the end of the day, if you add it all up in aggregate, I'm still a winner. So as long as I'm still a winner, I'll keep running traffic. So here's another one. Look, we just did the math up there. Look at this one. $90. How much I spend? 701. Ooh, look at this one. 0 sales. $223. So, you know what? You're getting the point by now. But, guys, you're not the only ones hurting. And if you guys could zero in on a little slice of pie that is just killing it, like for example, what if this number was 300? then I'd be like, dude, can you send me as much of the GTI 9300s as you can? Like I will pay you 6 times the payout right now of the network. And I have some guys that do this. There's guys on my traffic right now, or guys sending me traffic that are getting paid 3 times more money than the street price or the network price of any particular offers. So I hope that gives you guys some insight as to what it's like being an advertiser. It's good and bad, just like the affiliate world. I mean, it's just a little different place. I'm just playing the game in a different spot. It's still the same game. But I want you guys to kind of have a perspective that if you take a step back, or like I said earlier, step up to 100,000 feet and put yourself in my place and say, okay, well, Mr. Affiliate Manager, can you talk to the advertiser to get some ideas of what carriers are better than others, what handsets are better than others? If you can give me a list, just a small list of the carrier or the handsets that are killing it for him, and if you, the affiliate, can find a way to zero in on just those handsets and just drive those handsets to the advertiser, you will not only be on that offer until either you die or the advertiser goes away forever. You'll be on it basically forever. Not only that, but you will consistently get pay bumps forever. Because if your traffic quality is good, I want as much of it as you can give me. So if you would just take a step back from the front lines and try to look at it from up in a plane as an advertiser would, then you guys can really carve yourselves out a slice. And you know what's cool about that too? I mentioned it earlier, and I'll reiterate, is that once you carve out a slice of pie that is really hard to get to, nobody's going to compete with you. I mean, you can literally have the campaign on autopilot. You can go take a vacation and come back and it's still running and still making lots of money because nobody can come in. Because, you know, all the scrolling I've been doing that almost put half of you guys asleep and maybe put most of you asleep, that's the barrier to entry. Most people are lazy. They're going to fire up a campaign and they're going to be just sending traffic, and they're not going to optimize to the level that most people will. And if you'll just spend a little bit more time on the front end, buy some data, optimize the crap out of it, you will make money forever. That's how my friend is making $100,000. Listen to me, and that same guy who's making that $100,000 a month on that one traffic source with one offer, he took 3 months off because he was having a difficulty with his girlfriend and it really upset him and he was really disappointed and all that. He basically took 3 months off from his business and came back and it was still there. So you tell me another business you can do where you make $100,000 a month and you can take 3 months off and not even look at it, because he was depressed. I'm serious. He was not even looking at stuff. He just said, screw it, screw life. I'm going to go travel around. I think he went to like 7 different countries. But anyway, he worked his ass off to get there. He bought that data. I mean, like I said, he probably spent $100,000 to get there over time. But now he makes $100,000 a month forever on autopilot, and nobody can compete with him because they aren't willing to spend that money to get that data and work hard. So anyway, I am, it's not preaching to the choir. I guess I'm a little passionate to get this through because most people don't get this. If you work a little bit harder and also focus on delivering value, then the money will come. I mean, the whole dump truck loads thing, that sounds kind of corny to most of you guys who ever saw it. It's true. Focus on the value. How do I provide value to the advertiser? The more value you provide, the longer you'll be around and the more money you'll make. I mean, here's another thing too I want to bring up. I just realized I call it traffic brokering, and I'd say that the days of traffic brokering, and what that basically means is I'm buying traffic and I'm just sending it here and trying to make a profit. So you're brokering traffic. Some people call it arbitrage, which is not really to me not an accurate way to call it. It's really brokering, because brokering exists whenever there's an industry where there's a gap in knowledge. And the gap in knowledge when you're a traffic broker is, I know where the traffic is and you don't. And there's still a little bit of a gap. It used to be bigger, and David probably remembers this. When we were first early on in the PPV stages, there was nobody in there. And I'm not saying this braggingly so, I just know because I was in there and I was buying every name you could imagine on pay-per-view at a penny. They didn't have any that were higher than a penny. So that's how long I've been on pay-per-view with Traffic Vance and Add-on Network and Media Traffic and Zango, which is now Lead Impact. I've been on all of them. I still have accounts on all of them. I have active accounts driving some traffic on all of them. Anyway, my point is the days of traffic brokering are basically over, and all those accounts that I used to run and still run, I was just direct linking on most of that stuff. I was running like 2,300 offers or something at the peak of my affiliate career. And 90% of it was direct linking. I did some landing pages and some creative stuff, but most of it was just direct linking right to the advertiser. That was just traffic brokering. I just know where the traffic is, and Mr. Advertiser doesn't. So I was making a ton of money. I was basically taking $1 and turning it into 100 sometimes, and I could pretty consistently, when I first got into it, which this was probably, I think 2000, when was it, 2005 or something like that. Anyway, I could turn $1 into 10 on average. That was my average return. And I was out there trying to find every credit card I could find, just because you find a machine that you put $1 in and 10 come out. You want to find as many dollars as you can to stick in that machine. So anyway, those were the heydays that was great. And people talk about those same heydays in AdSense and even on Google. I was killing it on Google for ever with PPC to ClickBank products, which I don't think you can do anymore, or maybe I'm hearing that you can again. But anyway, that was easy money too. Not as easy as the pay-per-view though. I mean, I'd spend 15, make 30 all day long on Google, but on pay-per-view it was like making $10 for every dollar. But it's not like that anymore on pay-per-view. I mean, you're gonna spend $1 to make $1.30 kind of on average. And if you're lucky and you do the optimization, you work hard, you try to provide value, and you really work it hard, you can make a couple bucks, $2 to $3. But it takes a lot of work, and you have to provide value now. You can't just get by on being the guy who knows where the traffic is, because everybody knows where it is now. You got to do something different to provide value so that you deserve to earn some money. I mean, you can't just have free money anymore. You got to earn it, which is a new concept to most affiliate marketers. They're just thinking, hey, I learned on the internet that I put $1 in, it just gives me $2 out. It's not like that. It's not an ATM. It can be a job. It's a lot of work. And it wasn't so much so earlier. Literally, the guys were saying, you just put $1 in, you get $2 out. If you knew where to put the $1 in, it was like that. It's not like that anymore. You just have to provide value. Have fun too. I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I shared a testimonial with David earlier. I don't know if he'll let me post it or not on the forum, but I'm focused in a place where I'm just having fun, providing value to everybody that I meet, and just loving people. And if you can just take that perspective, which sounds kind of sick to probably some people, if you could look at your advertisers as somebody that could be an employer for you, that would love giving you money if you would love them, would you not want to find a way to send them good traffic that converts so that they would keep sending you more and more money? Take that perspective as opposed to, oh my gosh, it's scarce. There's only so many places I can make money. Oh my gosh, somebody might steal my campaign. Get out of the scarcity mindset. It's abundant. Have you seen how many models I've shown you? Have you seen how many countries? Have you seen how many publishers? Or have you read how many publishers there are? There's thousands. It's like exponentially. This opportunity is exponentially bigger than it ever was on desktop. I don't even know what the numbers are, but there's like millions of opportunities, maybe hundreds of millions of opportunities for you to slice out a little piece of pie that nobody can screw with you, and you don't have to worry about it. Because somebody steals your campaign, but they don't know that you're only targeting the GT 193 and also the GT 150, and they're spending money on all the traffic here. They'll spend money for a month and realize, how the hell is that guy making money? Well, they won't be able to figure it out. So anyway, I hope there's enough preaching in there to get some of you guys to wake up a little bit and put a little effort in. If you guys want to make a crap load of money, put a little effort in, but also get a kind of abundance mindset. The opportunity is just absolutely immense. It's huge, and the amount of money you can make is huge. But you can't be stupid, you can't be lazy, and you can't treat it like it's an atomic bomb with one button on it, and if you push that button, it's going to spit out money. It'll probably blow up. You got to do it smart. So I think that's about all I'm going to share on this video. I've got a couple more coming, at least. I'll keep going until I run out of stuff, or you guys tell me to stop. I hope you were blessed today. This is Dan, KickassMarketer.com. Also, Kickass Marketers, which I think is closed right now. And one thing too, if you're into spiritual health and spiritual health and weight loss or health, I've got another website that we've just recently launched a few months ago called Christian Vitality, which the people who have seen it and checked it out really think it's cool. That's just kind of a hobby blog for me that I've been writing for about a year and a half. There's nothing for sale there besides the odd AdWords ad, but I've written like 100,000 words of content for that site, a bunch of which I haven't even shared yet. So if you're a Christian, or at least open to God and the concept of God, or even the universe, and you can ignore the word Christian, if you're interested at all in health and fitness and spiritual side, and I wrote quite a few posts called Soul Conditioning, which is about mindset and your will and your emotions and how to control those. So and I'm not doing that to advertise. I don't care if you guys ever go. There might be one or two people on the call that go check it out and actually blesses their life. So, sorry, David, for the little advertisement. I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. It's just on my mind. I'm like, seriously, I have nothing for sale there. Like, you can't buy anything. So it's like 80,000 words of free content. So sorry for the advertisement if somebody gets pissed off. But anyway, love you guys. I really do. I appreciate the position you're in. I've been in it as long as you, like longer than you have. I'm like a grandpa, like a great grandpa. So you can start calling me Great Grandpa Dan. I love you guys. I just want you to encourage you, keep fighting the fight. The dream that you bought into when you got into affiliate marketing is still real. It will be forever, because there's always going to be value for people that are creative at selling things. And that's really all we are. We sell everything. Here's a funny story too. I think I started telling you guys the story and I didn't finish it. I was downstairs in our cafeteria, and we cater lunch to everybody because it's just kind of what we do. And there's a gal there I've never met, and I've seen her a few times at lunch, and she's really nice, seems really nice. And anyway, I kind of felt like a jerk. I didn't know her name, so I said, "Hi, what's your name?" And she said, "I'm Sasha. I'm in customer support." And I said, and I'm not being egotistical either, and I'm sharing this because this is who you are. This is you. I said, I'm my title on my business card is Chief Technical Officer, or not. Sorry, I just lied to you. It's Chief Marketing Officer. I'm not a technical guy. No, that's true. I'm very technical, but I'm not the technical guy. The guy that I've got on technical is freaking a genius. He's actually certified by the NSA for some kind of special clearance. Just a really bright guy who's never even graduated high school, guys. So that proves you don't need a freaking graduate degree to do anything. But anyway, what I told her is, "Hi, I'm Dan." And I didn't want to come off as this jackass, egotistical, "Oh my gosh, there's this chief marketing officer." So I said, "I make the phone ring." Because she said she was customer support. I'm like, "I make the phone ring." And I just paused for a second. I said, "I guess, sorry?" Because she's customer support. She's dealing with customers all day. They're pissed. They want the refunds, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, "And you're welcome." Because, it's true. We guys help these advertisers, make the phone ring, keep the lights on, pay the bills. That's what you do. And I am going on a little bit too long here, but the point is, there's always going to be a place for people who deliver value and make the phone ring. If you can help make advertisers' phone ring, they will always gladly send you money. So the dream that you bought into with, "I'm going to be an affiliate marketer and make millions and millions of dollars," if you do it, and you do it providing value, and you do it to scale, which I'm pointing at my screen here like you guys can see it. Scale. I mean, do you guys get the concept of scale? Mobile is like, it gives scale a new meaning. You've got 1.6 billion people out there, and it's going to be 5.6 billion in like 2 to 3 or 4 years. That's a lot of people. When we used to be affiliate marketers back in the day, we're talking scale. It's like taking a campaign from like 50 a day to 500. Well, now you're talking about billions of people. That's a lot of zeros on the screen. It's like, it gives new meaning to the word scale. So if you guys, just to read it one last time, if you provide value, you will make money, and you will make money forever. So focus on value. And that's it for me, guys. Look forward to hanging out with you next time.